Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing channel. My name is Jikara, and I am a spiritual healing facilitator. And as you know, I come here every Thursday to talk about woo stuff, talk about things that are important for us to learn about our spirituality and learn new things. And also, in some shape or form, it helps us kind of expand our mind and also feel empowered in our spirituality. So I am super excited because today I have a wonderful, absolutely amazing soul that I met through the Evolve Me, which, if you guys don't know, I am part of this community that of practitioners that has just been really beautiful. We started kind of coming together last year, and it's this platform where we are teaching intuitive skills. We are also sharing our gifts, and so it's just been really beautiful. And all the people that I've met so far have been really super high vibrational and amazing. So today I'm going to be bringing in Maurice Sinclair, and he's going to be teaching us about shamanic journeying. So he himself he does this practice where he goes into journeying to help people and apply healing, and it's just really exciting and just so interesting to learn. So my invitation to you today is to come in with an open heart, with an open mind to receive him. For those of you who know about shamanism, there's so many types of shamanism out there. So it's just really being open to receive, right, the new energy that is going to be shared with us today. And before I bring him in, though, I do have some some announcements in regards to what's happening here at the Blooming Lotus. So as you guys know, I am part of Evolve Me, and I do have a collective Akashic clearing that's going to be addressing emotional and spiritual health. And this is going to happen on February 25th from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you want to sign up for that, you can go to Evolve Me and find me at Jikara. Just find Jikara and just find the event. It's going to be a live event. It's going to be really awesome. So I really want to invite you to participate on that. I also do have another invitation for you. If you're someone that wants to continue coming to these lives, and you're getting all these readings and all this amazing stuff from all these practitioners, but you know that I'm also doing readings on Mondays on Instagram. I created this membership program that will help you keep your spiritual hygiene right up to par. And this program is called the Cosmic Light Activation Membership. Okay. And this is going to be specifically for a limited time right now, because I'm doing everything on my own. So I can't really, bring a lot of people. So I'm opening it just for a certain amount of time until March 1st. You can sign up. And our first clearing is actually going to be on the 23rd. So it's going to be this 23rd coming up at 8 p.m. And there's going to be Akashic clearings every month. You're going to have a private Telegram channel where I will be sharing some collective readings, as well as you will get basically first, let's say priority in the readings, in the personal readings that I do live on Instagram. So if you want to be the first one to get your reading on Instagram, then definitely you want to make sure that you sign up for this. This is really to support the live streams that I'm doing here. I really want to continue bringing people here. So when you sign up for this membership, you're really helping support these live streams, this educational live streams that I'm bringing in. And because there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes, whether you guys know it or not, in regards to setting up these live streams every month or every week. So we got Erica. Hi, Erica. Welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so happy that you're here to learn and learn more about shamanism. I'm so excited. You could not have a better teacher today. But anyway, enough about me and the Blooming Lotus. I understand I have to do all these, announcements. But now I just want to bring in my beautiful, wonderful brother, Maurice Sinclair. Welcome. Welcome,
Hello.
Maurice. Thank you for being here, for giving us your time. I'm so grateful for you, and I'm so excited because you and I, we've been part of the Evolve Me, and we've been witnessing each other kind of behind the scenes for a while, and I align with you energetically in so many levels. We have many values, that kind of align with each other. So I just feel so grateful that you're here, and I can't get enough of my evolving practitioners. I have to say, I just love y'all so much. So I just kind of wanted to um, have you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself and how do you get started in this journey of shamanism, and what do you do, like what exactly do you do when you're doing these type of uh, sessions with your clients?
Yeah. So, hey, everybody. So, my name is Maurice. Lately, I've been calling myself a channel for healing and information because all the little names and categories are kind of getting to me. But technically, I am a psychic medium. I am a Reiki master. I do Akashic work and healings. I'm a shamanic practitioner, and I think I said mediumship. If I didn't, I'm also a medium. And so I got started. It's interesting. My journey, actually, my first experience doing consistent spiritual practice was actually doing shamanic journeying.
Wow.
Just a very quick story. Back in 2014, I went on a business trip to India, and I got very sick. And
Oh, wow.
and yeah, like really, really sick. And when I got back, is when I really fell ill. And
Mm.
again, long story short, I could speak a whole long thing about this, but like it took me about 2.5 years to heal myself because the doctors could not figure it out. So I ended up healing myself over the course of this 2.5 year period. And one of the things that would come up a lot through other people's mouths was like, "Oh, this sounds like a shaman's journey. This sounds like the beginning of a shaman's journey." And like at first I was like, "Yeah, I don't know what that means." And then like over time, as more and more people kept saying to me, I started to think like, "Okay, well, if maybe there's something to this." So then I started to research shamanism of different cultures and read some books and scoured the internet. And really, what I fell into a long period of like self practice, applying what I've learned to myself. Back then, had no intention of even thinking about anybody else. It's all for personal development and my own healing. And yeah, and that's really how I got started doing Shamanic Journey. Then directly after that came Reiki, and then psychic work, mediumship, and all that kind of blossomed after that. And yeah.
That is so fascinating to me
Mhm.
because and this is where I feel shamanism is such a open space for us to really explore, because it doesn't really matter what, let's say, what lineage or where you're going into. We do carry a lot of these codes inside of our bodies, right, that kind of get sometimes activated in those moments, which it feels like that's what happened to you, like you had that activation, that deep activation. So for those of you who don't know, shamanism really um, expands away from just the Americas, right? Like the shamanism is practiced basically everywhere in the world, and it's a animistic type of way of seeing the world. Which animistic, what that means is that feeling that that there's life and there's spirit in everything in nature, right? And understanding that, but not only understanding it at the mind, but experiencing it and feeling it in the heart, right? So anyway, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there for those of you who are not familiar and maybe want to and if you want to learn more about that, of course there's plenty of stuff out there that you can get into. But my invitation to you is, look at your lineage and look at where you come from, and most likely there could be, if you go far back enough, you most likely will find a lineage that you're part of in shamanism in some shape or form. But anyway, so I'm super excited that this happened for you, because that means that it was meant, you basically signed up for this experience, right? Like,
Yes.
right, that this was
Yeah.
supposed to happen. So basically the health challenge was your ignition, right? Of,
Absolutely.
of,
Yeah.
of journey. But what I really want to hone in here is, with the shamanic journeying, for you specifically, can you tell me what does that look like? You know,
Hmm.
I know it's kind of hard maybe for you to explain, but how does that look like? Can you give us a little bit of a like a taste of at least by description of what does it look like for you?
Yeah. So like maybe I'll like begin with like a little kind of explanation of what it is for people. It's like, so shamanic journey is traveling outside of your body uh, into what most shaman will call non-ordinary reality, which is essentially the spiritual world. And you do this to retrieve both information and healing. And in this space, it's as if everything speaks,
Mm,
everything has meaning. And just as you were saying before, it kind of accentuates that understanding and that inner truth of everything has spirit and everything contains a spirit. And in the space, it's very kind of in your face. The walls talk, the grass talks, these animals talk, these spirits talk. And so for me, that will look like I would typically use some sort of sonic driving, which is like using like a drum or a bell or just repetitive noise to knock me out of my thinking mind and really
mm.
into the meditative theta state of mind. And I don't always use sounds, but typically I will to kind of get me there. And this is really by definition shamanic journey anyway. And it's interesting that you mentioned like how shamanism is present in kind of all over the world, because I mean there's kind of many different ways to even see it. The way that I discovered it was through shamanic journey, but you hear people say things like or use phrases like vision quests or even just
Mm.
spiritual journeying or what's it called, dream fasting, for example. There's different names for the same thing, but this concept of kind of journeying outside of the self for answers exists kind of all over the world throughout history. But yes, I will use some sort of sonic driving, and I will literally travel outside of my body. And when I do this, especially when I'm doing it for someone else, I'll begin to narrate every little thing that I experience, every sound, smell, taste, everything that I experience. And I find that everything that comes through me, everything that I say, ends up being a part of the healing, because it's as if the energy is riding the words into
Mm.
your ears and directly into your aura or your energetic field to support the healing.
Wow, that's so powerful. So, so would you say that, so basically when you go into the journey, everything that you're seeing has a meaning, right? Like everything that you're seeing has a reason why it's there, and in some shape or form you're communicating with that spirit to try to obtain the information to bring it back to your so I just kind of I was wondering about this because okay, so when you're going in on a journey, let's say you're with a client, right? You're going into the journey and you are there most likely that you already know kind of like an intention, right? Why they are coming to you. So when you are in the journey, are you applying the healing as you go, or is it something that where you gather all the information and then you apply the healing? How does that work?
So I'm glad that you asked in that way, because okay, so first, when I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing, and one of the reasons why I really enjoy shamanic journey is because I get to really be disconnected from the information. That my thinking
Mm,
mind isn't coming forth to be like, what's this mean? Because like I can't know what it means. I have no idea. I'm just telling you, I'm
okay,
just a reporter.
wow.
I'm just telling you what's coming out, and it ends up having to do with whatever it is that you're going through. But as I'm going through it, I really don't have much of an idea of why it's healing or what exactly is enacting the healing. Um, and so I guess to answer that question, it's happening as I'm going.
Okay, got it.
So and it's not even that I'm actively doing the healing. Really, one of the points of shamanic journey for me anyway, the way that I experience it, is that it allows me to completely step aside and allow the healing to come through me entirely. So whatever beings, whether it be your guides, the spirits of elements or whatever, are coming in, kind of blending with me, and I'm bringing that back and just kind of handing it over to you.
That
You
is
know, so
so
like the healing
beautiful.
is just continuous throughout the whole process. Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, wow. And you know that that sounds so powerful because you I mean you really have to step aside. You really got to be in a space of completely disconnecting from I would say the ego, right? The ego mind,
Absolutely.
because the
Hmm.
egoic mind wants to most likely want to know what exactly is happening and how why is this happening, and you know, so it's like really truly being in that state of complete I would say trance, right? Would that be the best way to describe it? Would be like a state of trance?
Yes, it's so funny because like when I talk to different people about that word trance, there's some purists that have like certain ideas about specifically what trance is, you know. But I'm not one of those. I feel like yes, this is like a trance state because and when I'm deep in it, when I'm really deep in a journey, especially the types of journeys, because like I will do the spoken form journeys where I'm kind of half foot in, half foot out, so I'm able to kind of verbalize and speak. But then I will also do journeys where I kind of go off, you give me your questions, I go off on my own, and yeah, that's when I really get the trance out, where I'm like, you know, to like tongue out, like, you know, like eyes rolling back, like humming and making noises, and yeah, so it really is a trance state. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so beautiful. And so I'm kind of curious to know this journey that you've been, this shamanic journey that you've been in, where you've been activated into this specific way of connection to the spirit world and the spirit realm. Did you feel that you had, because I think I know the answer, but I just want to ask you this. Did you feel that you were connecting to something that you already carried from a past life? Like, do you feel like this was like a gift that was already there from a past life that was dormant and it was just expressed?
Yeah, absolutely. At first, because I think a part of the process is being totally immersed in the pain and the whatever it is that you're trying to solve for. I think there's an aspect of that, like it's kind of like being burned alive, and it's like burning away aspects of the outer self. But I think that, so at first, to answer your question, like no, I didn't see it like that, because I was just like, I'm trying to stay alive. I was dying, just to kind of put it straight. Like I was, and the doctors were like, well, we all know what to do. And so I kind of hit a point where I was like, okay, either I sort this out myself, or I waste away over the course of like 4 or 5 years. I'm just one of those guys that dies of a mysterious illness, and I chose, of course, the former. And it wasn't until I started to reach the other end of that process, which again took about 2.5 years, that it started to really open up. Like, okay, this is bigger than like I started to understand what this was really about. You know what I mean? I didn't just randomly get sick. It's like, okay, this was meant to lead me back home to myself and an aspect of myself that I've been carrying around for lifetimes and lifetimes. So that's towards the end of the healing process is when it started to become clear to me, like, oh, this, I've always had this. And then this is when kind of like the kind of life review starts. So you start to remember the things from over the course of your life that you're like, oh, that's what that meant. Oh, that's why I was able to see that. That's why I understood that. You know what I mean? And I think, yeah, that's when it really began to make sense and become clear that, like, yeah, this has always been a part of me, well beyond this lifetime, well beyond this persona, Maurice Sinclair, well beyond time and space, you know. And I feel as that I really feel as if that in this lifetime now that I'm meant to be collecting as much of those aspects of myself from other lifetimes and applying them into this current lifetime. I feel like and this is what Ancient Made Modern is about, kind of like making ancient modern.
Yeah, which I love. Which, by the way, for everyone that's here, you're coming in, and I see some comments coming through, so I'll be acknowledging you in a few seconds here. But before we continue, I just kind of wanted to let you know, if you are feeling in your heart connected to the energy of Maurice and you want to connect with him a little bit more and follow his his journey here on this planet, then I want to invite you to go into his Instagram, ancient.made.modern. And you could also go into his website, and he also offers shamanic healing through that website and readings as well. So we'll talk about that. He's actually been so graceful. He actually told me, this is a surprise, y'all. He told me before we came in that he's actually going to walk us through a meditation, and he's going to go into a journey, y'all. He's going to go into a journey and actually show us what he does while he does readings for us today. So we are this is getting amazing. I wasn't even expecting it. I was like, okay, well, whatever you want to do, Maurice, it's okay. And he just came in and he told me that. I said, I was so excited. So I hope y'all are excited about this, because you're about to experience his magic live here with all of us. So but anyway, I want to invite you all to go into his website as well and check out what he has to offer, ancientmademodern.com as well. So I'm super excited to have y'all here, and we got so many people here now. If y'all are here from Facebook, I see Facebook user, but so make sure that you go on the description of the video, and at the very end there's a little link. Click on that so you can give permission to StreamYard to show your name, because I can't see, all I see is Facebook user. So make sure that you give permission to StreamYard, okay? And yeah, so I just kind of wanted to share some things here. Some people. So Peggy is saying that her family is on her dad's side. They're druids. Okay, so there you go. So that's an energy you can connect to, and that's the reason why I say everyone can connect to their roots. And Mira's mentioning something. She's coming from Facebook. She's saying, just getting in here, but I just had an experience where I leaned into the pain and learned how to transmute energy. The pain is the teacher, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
The pain is the teacher. So that's powerful. So yeah, and absolutely. So, when it comes down to, to these experiences, that's what I feel the shamanic journey really teaches us, is the purpose of all these experiences. Sometimes, it can get so heavy, right? Like, when we don't really have the information within us to know what's the purpose. And so I feel that also brings a little bit of healing and closure for us to understand. And sometimes even that transmutation. So leaning into the pain is, it's definitely not what we want to do. We don't want to lean into pain, but that's kind of like where the medicine is at. The medicine is in the shadows. And the medicine is in the pain. So Vanita saying hello, Jikara, Maurice, and everyone. Hi, Vanita.
Hello, Vanita.
Fabrice is saying hello. Dawn is here. And she's saying hello, Vanita. And then everyone is saying, and then we got Facebook users saying some fire emojis. So I guess they're loving this. And then Fabrice is saying, so grateful to be here, to be able to be here tonight. Oh, look, Vanita's asking, so she's saying, I'm interested in learning about soul retrieval. Is that part of shamanic practices? That's a good question.
It is, yeah. So the way that I experience soul retrievals. Okay, so with every journey, you set an intention, and it seems to be the intention that drives the journey itself. So in the scope of shamanic journey, for me, if I was wanting to do a soul retrieval for someone or for myself, for example, I would set the intention first, get into my meditative state, begin the journey, and just allow it to happen. For me, I try not to act or do or control. I find the most powerful sessions I have is when I just allow, rather than, because really it's the ego that wants to control and wants to direct things. So and the ego only, it's so many times less powerful than the true self, the larger self. But yeah, anyway, just to answer your question, yeah, this is definitely a part of shamanic practices. I feel like some other practitioners might see a soul retrieval as separate from a shamanic journey. To me, honestly, I feel like it's a type of shamanic journey, but that's just me.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like everyone's gonna have their opinions about different practices. So really, it's and that's where I feel shamanism is really up to the interpreter nowadays, because of the fact that yes, we do have lineages that are very specific, that do things in very specific ways, and we honor those. However, I am of the school of thought that feels that, and I don't know, I feel like you're in the same place that I am, Maurice, when it comes down to really, we're going into this new space where we're going back into our roots. We're going back into understanding our roots so we can really understand the present, so then we can move forward. But in order for us to move forward, we need to also acknowledge the present, right? Like we can't just say, oh, the present doesn't matter. We only go for the, for the roots. It's also like kind of blending in that, and which I love the fact that you go with ancient made modern. That is really the essence, right? Like really bringing in those roots. And yes, that's part of the honoring of that. because we want to move that forward with us, but also, infusing in, weaving in the new school of thoughts, because we are learning, spirit is about expansion. I mean, my gosh, spirit is about expansion. Just look at a flower. A flower blooms, expands, expanding. It doesn't bloom inward. Right, it expands. So just looking at nature, we can see that spirit is all about expansion. So yeah, so that's
Absolutely.
beautiful.
And I just real quick, but before I even, oh, thank you so much, Don. I'm reading the first, but I wanted to say something else about Vinita's question, is that and I guess maybe I would have talked about this at some point, but one thing that is absolutely essential that I haven't mentioned yet when it comes to shamanic journeying for me is connecting with your spirit animal. In my experience, we have multiple, we have many, but there's typically one to several that we resonate the most with. And I've never journeyed without my spirit animal. And for specifically soul retrievals, it's my animal that conducts it for me, if that makes sense. I ask my spirit animal to kind of, hey, can you please retrieve this information? Can you please retrieve this energy that's trapped in this time period or this place on behalf of this person? So
that's so powerful.
It's an essential aspect, for me anyways, essential aspect of soul retrieval specifically.
Yeah, that is, you know what? That is so powerful. I have to segue this into something that I experienced with a shamanic practitioner. So I have been in this journey of connecting to my ancestry. I'm from South America, from Venezuela. And, I grew up, in colonialism, mentality, right? So, the European, religion was really the one that was imposed into me as I was growing up. And then, and not necessarily imposed, it was just basically what was available, and I didn't know any better. So now that I've been in this journey of connecting, I've been, really reaching out to all these different practitioners. And this practitioner, actually, she told me one of the things that the first thing that she did with me was that she actually said the first thing that when you in the Arawaks, which are down in South America, the Arawaks, when you are first born, the shaman, or the spiritual teacher of the tribe, they retrieve a spirit animal for you, or a power animal. And the reason why is because they are there for you 100% the entire way. They keep you company your entire life. So, and I thought that was kind of interesting. So you're kind of confirming that for me.
Yeah.
What she said, which is, she's she's a Taino shaman. So it's completely different, right? But you see how these things kind of come together at the same time. It's just so cool to see how everything kind of aligns from all parts of the world, right? So
yeah,
that's beautiful. So I just kind of wanted to acknowledge Dawn. She says, Maurice is an amazing healer. He has helped me through some heavy things with so much compassion and grace. His connection to spirit is beautiful, and he is very connected, y'all. We've been taking some classes together with remote viewing, and oh my goodness, y'all, he is so good. He is so accurate. When he goes in and he does the remote viewing, it's wow. I'm blown away. It's of course he is amazing, because you've been already doing, you've been already in the spirit world, doing that's your jam, you're just you're home.
Yeah.
You're in there. So it's amazing.
I mean, first of all, thank you so much for that. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you so much for your words, Scott.
I gotta love Dawn. I love her. So if y'all want to connect with our wonderful teacher today, and practitioner, I really want to invite you to go into his website, or if you are considering follow him, support our people, please. I always say this, please support our people. They're coming in here giving so much of themselves, and they're doing this with so much love. The least that we can do is follow them on Instagram, or go and book a session with them, and and experience and receive the beautiful magic that they share with us. So so let's see. I see some questions here that are coming in. Oh, look at this. So Mira is saying, oh, I love that. A spirit animal to assist, to help dissipate the pain and reach places that are the healer that is harder to get to. Yeah. So that's good. The spirit animal. Oh, look at that. She calls upon her unicorns. or I think that's I don't know what, I think that's
A peacock?
It's a peacock? Okay. That's
I
a
don't know.
peacock.
I can't tell.
Yeah,
It's
I think it's
small.
a peacock. That's,
Sorry.
Vanita, you got a
Yeah.
peacock as a spirit animal? Wow, that's powerful.
That's powerful. Yeah,
And
that's amazing.
beautiful. Yes, that's amazing. So Fabrice is asking a question here. He's saying, what about being an elemental shaman with specific skills with regards to soul retrieval?
What about being an elemental shaman with specific skills with regards to soul retrieval? If I'm understanding the question, is it that you're wanting to, are you asking about what it means to be an elemental shaman? Or like within the, like the
Yeah, can you
framework of
clarify,
soul
Fabrice?
retrieval? Yeah, yeah.
Clarify on the comments so we can answer your question. Mira says, "What a great ceremony to have a spirit animal retrieval." Yes, it was amazing, Mira, and I loved it. Hi, Gigi. It's okay. You're not late. You're on time. Let me tell you what, you came on time because you're gonna receive some amazing stuff here today.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I want to answer the question, but I don't quite get it.
Yeah, no, it's okay. We'll wait for that. But in the meantime, yeah, so in the meantime, Vanita says, yes, Peacock, my right ear is clicking away with the beautiful conversation.
Awesome.
Okay, yes, baby. She says, I'm not trying to be forward towards Maurice, but I started tingling as soon as Maurice started talking. I've never met him. I'm going to connect. I recognize him or something. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. Just go. You were asking for his Insta. So his Instagram is ancient.made.modern. That's where you go, ancient.made.modern. And you know what, y'all? Let me tell you something. If you're feeling magnetized towards someone, especially if you're feeling like your heart is opening and you feel like, okay, this person can potentially help me with something that I'm experiencing in my life, don't ignore that. There's a reason why these energetic information, which is our body, and also our emotional body, they're basically telling us something. We're connecting to that energetic connection with another soul that has some medicine. That's almost like this. It was almost like a calling, right? Like a calling of that medicine towards you. So really, don't ignore that. Cece's here. Hi, Cece. Yeah, she's so happy to have amazing practitioners. Yes. So Fabrice, I don't know if you didn't really say anything yet in regards to the elemental shaman yet, but we'll move on then. In the meantime, while you write down your question. So we just wanted to confirm, what exactly are you talking about, being an elemental shaman, or are you talking about skills? Specific skills.
I just want to
Okay.
confirm before I try to answer. Okay, what does it mean to be being able to sense and being one with the elements, earth, air? See, it's interesting because I always get reluctant when I start talking about these kind of things because I am super not traditional, intentionally on purpose. You know, like as you started to say before, Jikara, like it's so important to honor the past and honor the origins of these things and go and like learn these things and embody them. But there comes a point, especially in the time that we're in right now, where we're supposed to be taking all these pieces and like kind of compiling them and making something new and innovative that can help us in these times through these concepts today, if that makes sense. I say all that to say, in my opinion, if you are calling yourself a shaman, and just to be clear as well, I don't ever refer to myself as a shaman. You'll always hear me say like shamanic practitioner. I feel like that's kind of you kind of are or you aren't kind of thing. Like if I am cool, if I'm not cool, is the way I see it. All I know is what I practice. And if you are a shamanic practitioner or a shaman, inherently you are one with the elements. Because if that makes sense, because like to define it as an elemental shaman, I'm sure there are people who are really abide by that and that, but like me personally, the way that I see it, if you are a shaman, this is part of your work, is to become connected in one with the elements of earth. if that makes sense.
That makes so much sense. And Fabrice was asking, he was asking specifically about the four elements and using those as a these gifts. Like, I guess, so my question to you, Fabrice, are you feeling like you're connecting to all of these elements into one? Is that what you're saying? And you're trying to figure out how to put these into specific to soul retrieval? Because I feel like I guess he wants to figure out how to get into soul retrieval by using these gifts. And I'm gonna assume here, I don't want to assume, Fabrice, but I'm assuming that you're feeling already this connection to the four elements, but then now you're feeling like you want to go into soul retrieval.
Because if that's the case, like if that's what you're saying, is and how to kind of work the like blending with the elements into soul retrieval, in the same way that you would ask for the assistance of your power animal, you can also ask for the assistance of the elements. So, for example, I'll just kind of be transparent here. One of the elements that I work very closely with, and kind of the most closest with right now, is electricity. And electricity will appear to me oftentimes in my journeys, but also just in my waking life. And sometimes I'll ask for, or maybe kind of all the time, I ask for electricity's assistance in my spiritual practices, one of which would be soul retrieval. And just to give you a working example there, one of the aspects of electricity involves magnetism, right? So if I'm wanting to utilize electricity for the sake of a soul retrieval, I would ask, for example, electricity to help me create a magnetic force to draw the fragment of the soul back into the person. This is just one example. I'm just kind of freestyling, just off the top of my head. But so in a similar way, you might ask water to help you wash the information or the fragments of the soul back in. Does that make sense? Or the wind to blow it in, you know what I mean? So yeah,
I felt
if that's
that.
what you're asking, yeah.
I felt that so much, like, seriously. Yes. Yeah. So basically, Fabrice, what he's trying to tell you is that taking the elements, like if you're connecting to the element, using the essence of that element to help apply, the retrieval back into the soul. So hopefully that helps. So Arlene, hi. We got so many people here saying I'm so excited. But listen, I am so excited about this because I never thought about using the elements in that sense. And thank you for sharing that. This is so cool that and thank you for that question, Fabrice, because this is really, really beautiful to really see to see the elements as a way of incorporating it into our healing. And so that is so powerful,
Yeah. And I think it's really like, and just on that same note, it's important in typical shamanic like fashion, is seeing the elements as spirits. So for example, I ask for the great spirit of electricity. I ask for the great spirit of fire, which is the overarching energy behind all physical electricity, all physical fire anywhere throughout the universe, if that makes sense. Because fire isn't just an earthly anomaly. It exists everywhere, this element. And when you're addressing the spirit of this element, you're addressing this impossibly old, ancient, powerful, wise force that has such energy at its disposal that it can, and wisdom at its disposal that it can do things and help you in ways that you could never even imagine. So it's one of the aspects of it is like developing a relationship with the spirits of the elements. It's one thing to kind of call on them. It's another thing to like develop a relationship with them in the same way that you might develop a relationship with your guides in spirit.
It kind of goes back to what our beautiful Angelia said when she came in to talk about ancestors and connecting to our ancestors. For everyone that's watching this, remember when Angelia said that we got to build that relationship. So basically, Maurice is saying the same thing. We got to build that relationship with the elemental, spirit that we're looking to connect to, as well as the spirit animal and all of the different elements that we want to bring, or spirits, or energies that we want to work with. So this is so powerful because it really is such a personal, like very, very unique way to connect, right? So, it's almost like, you may not connect with all of the elements. Maybe you are more of a water, so then maybe water is like the element that you work with the most, or maybe you're someone that works with fire. And because it's like everything, right? Like we don't get along with everyone, right? Sometimes. But sometimes we do, and that's okay too. But kind of like, recognizing that. And if you're like, maybe Fabrice, who gets along with all of the elements, then, of course, then really developing that relationship. So, yeah. And, I was going to ask you about this, now that you're talking about developing relationship with these elements, or what is the best way to develop these relationships?
Okay. All right. So you're about to make me go off on a whole long thing, because I'm going to try to condense it, because I can talk
Yeah.
about
Okay.
this.
Maybe we'll have to come back, and you might have to come back for that. But if you can give us a little bit, like maybe like a little taste.
Yeah.
Just a little
So first is talking to them. This is first and foremost. Like, I'm going to try and keep it real tight here. So like talking to them throughout the day, and not creating this thing where it's always you asking them for something, or it's all like, this shouldn't be the basis of the relationship. The relationship should be kind of a kinship and a friendship, inviting them into normal aspects of your day. You know what I mean? You could be driving, and just if it pops into your head, like, great spirit of water, can you just be with me here? Matter of fact, you can, there's an open seat in the car right here. Just,
Oh,
you can
that's
sit with me
beautiful.
and ride along with me.
Yeah.
Kind of like working them into your normal day. And also, like, I cannot stress this enough, and I know that there's a lot of people that are going to disagree with me when I say this, but when you're talking about your guides in spirit and these overarching, impossibly old, ancient, wise spirits, it is so crucial and helpful to not see them as these things that you're like bowing to, and like, oh, they're so far away, like not seeing them like that, but seeing them as family, as friends, as equals, seeing eye to eye. When you bring them in like that, you'll find that the potency and the power that you have access to with these spirits is bolstered tenfold, and with comparison to, like, I pray and I bow to the spirit of the sun. It's like, no, the sun's right here with me, co-creating with me on this process. So like, yeah, I'll stop there. But like, for me, this is essential when it comes to like building a relationship with your guides in spirit.
That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. And I hope that all of you are taking notes, because I know I am. I'm taking mental notes, but I will definitely take written notes later after the live today. But it really is so beautiful the way that you have this relationship, and it just feels so easy for you, right? And we're about now. Y'all know I already told you that we're gonna have a taste of what he does with Shamanic Journeying. He's gonna walk us through a small meditation. So I want to invite you to really find yourself a little space, if you can, that is comfortable soon, because he's gonna be walking us through a meditation, and he's going to actually segue into him going into the journeying, and he's gonna be doing the readings from that journeying space. I mean, this is a beautiful gift that he's giving us. So I hope that you're ready to take advantage of that today. So yeah, so exactly. So Benita says, yes, I love not to put them on a pedestal. We are a team and we are co-creating. Absolutely. Yes, we are. And that's a beautiful thing. It's like, when we really start recognizing that really it's just, we are equal to the energies that we're working with. It's just that, we've been taught to believe that there's something above us. And then we have to go there. Oh, please, no. We're it's like we're coworkers. Like, now we're coworkers. We're chilling out. We're working together. We're like, brother and sister type thing, right? Like, or coworkers, partners. The best way that you can describe, or however you want to describe it in your heart. Yeah. So I kind of wanted to also remind you all to share this video with anyone that you feel can connect to this, and also like this video, so that more people can come in and really be exposed to this beautiful knowledge and energy that Maurice has to offer here. And I know I didn't say it at the beginning, but yes, please do share this. And even at the replay, share the replay. There's so much beauty in this conversation that needs to be shared, right? And we want to make sure that is reaching those people who really need the medicine that is being shared today. Okay. So so we have here Someone says, let me see. I'm looking at some messages. Okay, so there's a question from Arlene. She says, it feels like Wida Kocha are my people. How can I deepen my connection with them? Also, are crows and blue jays messengers? That's a good
Okay.
question.
It's a really good question, and I'm going to really enjoy answering this, especially that second half. So you can connect with them through, if you are already connected with them, you don't have to establish a connection. What you have to do is gain awareness of the connection, if that makes sense. Because if it's already inherently a part of you, it's not that you have to like find this thing, it's that you have to just become aware of it. And the way that you can achieve that awareness is, you hear me preach this a lot, but like dropping into meditation with intention. Because people, like, that aspect of meditation is often overlooked. Like, because we can meditate, we can either meditate on a thing, but like prior to the meditation being like, I want to connect to the Wiracocha people, and dropping in and letting go. It's so essential. Not trying to find them, not trying to look and find and see, but just like allowing whatever it is to come in. And by you doing this, you are literally allowing them in, because really it isn't a matter of the inability to connect with them. It's the awareness and the allowing of them to coming in, and the inviting of them in. Because as you might know already, and just kind of the way it works, in order for us to really work fully in tandem with our guides in spirit, there's like a permission aspect. We do have to ask them and invite them. So by inviting them in and kind of just like tuning as much as you can out of 3D, which again, meditation is just one way, however way you might do it, allows for this process to happen and to deepen. I don't know how technical everyone else here is, but another way you can achieve this is through, I mean, it's all the same thing, really. I was going to say mediumship, but like if you're dropping into meditation and you're connecting with maybe, for example, a spokesperson of the Wiracocha, this is technically mediumship. It's technically, you know what I mean? This is kind of why I'm getting away from the titles. But yeah, anyway, this is like the number one go-to. A more kind of like physical 3D way is you can research them, look them up, connect with the images of them, even if you can get a hold of like physical artifacts or things that come from these people. I'm not familiar with the Wiracocha, so I can't tell you specifically, but like if you can find things that resonate with them in the 3D and the physical, this makes when you drop into the meditative state even more powerful. It's kind of like an anchor that tethers you into their energy.
Yeah, and that's it's kind of interesting, and I'm gonna add to that, to what Maurice is saying. I wanna say to you, Arlene, I come from South America, the land of the Arawaks and the Caribes. There's there's a lot of different, but there was like almost like this big umbrella of Arawaks, and there were like smaller communities that were Arawaks, but they were kind of like subcultures within that. So what I did, I just said, okay, well, I know that I'm feeling this connection to the Arawaks. I can't really explain why, but I know that this connection is with them. So what I have done, because there is another connection here that is still alive, which is the Taínos. The Taínos are still alive in Puerto Rico and in Cuba and all these different places. So what I've done, knowing that there is evidence that they come from the Arawaks. So the Arawaks actually were really great sailors and they came over forward into these other islands. Then I've made the decision, because of the culture and the words that they use are very similar to the words of the Arawaks, right? So I've made the decision to connect to that, and that's been very helpful. The other thing that's been helpful for me, and then that's something that you can do. Maybe you don't have access to the Waricocha, but maybe there's some other tribes that are close to them, that come from them, or something that you can connect to. And I don't know if this applies to you or not, but I'm just kind of sharing that and putting it out there in case it helps someone. The other thing as well that I would say, one thing that has helped me, girl, let me tell you what, is cooking the foods of our people. When you go in there and you do the traditional stuff, and it takes time, okay? Let me tell you what, because they made things a little different. They're not, it's not coming out of a box, okay? You're going in there and you're really putting a little bit of effort, but there's something about it. when you do that and you listen to the music, maybe you listen to some traditional music, or maybe you listen to, to something that will open your heart while you're cooking those foods, girl, it's over. You are connecting, and you're connecting in ways that you don't even understand, and you can't explain, but you're feeling it, and you're channeling it, and you're in it, and you're fully in it. So that's another thing that I would recommend as well. But again, that's just an added thing.
No,
But
I wanna like say absolutely to that. Yes. And the food, yes, like this for me. I'm first generation American. My family's all from Jamaica, and then before that they're just African. I'm sure they were just brought there as slaves way back in the day. And for me lately, cooking Jamaican and listening to Jamaican music. I mean, I kind of have grown up like that anyway, but like I kind of gotten away from it a bit, like over the years. But like lately, for me, that's such, because I think I never really had this thought before, but I think like an essential part of shamanic practices and shamanic work is connecting with your own personal DNA, and like eating the foods, listening to the music is one of the ways that you can just click right straight into the DNA and who you are as a physical being. Because it's easy to overlook that stuff with all the the programming and stuff, but like it's an essential part of us that we can't look away from, that we do have to include it into everything. Yes, the spirituality, but also everything, our personalities, everything. And then I did want to answer the second half of your question too. I didn't want to leave that out. Are crows and blue jays messengers? So so the short answer is yes. Yes, and really all animals have the potential to be messengers, depending on the context and things. I got excited because I talk about my like spirit animal and my power animals and things. My main power animal is the crow and the raven, crow/raven. They're not really separate to me. And for me, oh yeah, they talk to me all day, every day, and they are absolutely messengers. But in a kind of a grand scheme as well, you can see them as messengers. Yeah, crows specifically are beings that travel throughout all time and dimensions. So they're especially adept at transmitting information. And even when you think about them in a physical sense, the way that they exist in the 3D reality on Earth, they exist everywhere. The only places that they don't are like the super hyper cold places, but they are everywhere all around the world. You know what I mean? So like they are powerful messengers because they're kind of like earthly satellites. They have eyes everywhere.
Look, Arlene is saying mind blown. I love it. This conversation is so juicy, y'all. I'm so excited for all of you. And then Mackenzie is saying, did my first journey yesterday and saw eagles flying around a large tree, and one flew away. I lost my focus trying to make sense of it all instead of allowing it to be. Well, there you go. So then you're learning today from from our wonderful practitioner, Maurice. Shamanic journeys are all about allowing, and not trying to make it into a logical thing and understanding it. So, but there you go, Mackenzie. Now you know, and next time, and and the thing is like this is a practice, right? It's a practice. So the more you do it, the more you'll allow, the more you'll get there, and then and there's gonna be days that maybe there's a little bit of off energy because you're having other things happening. That it's normal. We are in the human experience, so we have to remember that also can can affect us as well. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Vanita says, I also feel if you want to make connections, they hear us and start to come closer and start dropping signs and confirmations. That is so true. That is so true. So there's a question about the 19th. You have an event on your website. Is that what it is?
The 19th. That is the Sunday, right? Anymore. It's saying not available?
Yeah. So
I'll go fix that because that
shouldn't
say
yeah. So he'll take care of that. You can email him if you want and follow up on that. But
I'll follow up on that. Really, it should be available unless the ticket's sold out and I didn't know about it. But
maybe it's sold out, honey. Let me tell you what. AncientMadeModern.com, y'all.
I will check for that though. I will check for that. But yeah, that's an event that I.
Oh yeah, look at that. It said that's sold out. It's sold out. Yes, I love it.
Didn't know
That's
that. I guess I should take it
beautiful.
down. Oh yeah, I mean it's good. It's positive. That is
Yeah, look,
that is
Arlene
so
is
positive.
asking, can we get in? Well, listen, you might have to go to the next one. Who
Yeah,
knows? We'll
you know
see.
what? Because I know there's sometimes a wait list, and if people don't show up, they can like contact you. I can give you an email. I'm not sure if I should do this here or somewhere else, but I can give you an email that you can like email, send a message to, and ask about it. Because I know that there's sometimes people either can't make it, don't show up, have technical difficulties, and then they can bring in people last minute who are on the wait list. Should I
Okay.
give the email?
Yeah, but please, I mean, yes, this is your platform today.
Okay.
Give the email. If you want, you can just send it to me on the private chat, and I'll put it on the banner so people can read it.
Yeah, I hope you can still see me. I'm gonna go in my email real quick to get
I
the
can't
email.
see you, but it's okay.
Okay, good.
I can hear you though. We can
Okay,
hear you, but
perfect.
yeah. So y'all, so now we are. I hope that y'all are enjoying the live today. I just kind of wanted to just again invite you to. Of course, a lot of you already are connecting to him. But yes, definitely do consider going into his website, ancientmademodern.com. He is an amazing practitioner. I have witnessed him do remote viewing, and he is very accurate. So that should tell you right there how amazing he is, y'all. So his energy is absolutely high vibrational, and he has just a beautiful heart, and he's really in such integrity. And I cannot express this enough. He's in such integrity, and that's something that is so important to have in this type of work, in this line of work. So I want to invite you to go into Instagram as well and follow him, ancient.made.modern. And I mean, let me know in the comments, y'all want to bring him back, because if y'all want to bring him back, I'll bring him back.
I'd be glad to come back. Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. So okay. So he sent me the email here, so I'm gonna copy it here, and I'm gonna create a banner real quick for y'all, so you guys can so you ladies and gentlemen can look. So you're gonna have to go into info@souljourneysundays.com if you want to if you still want to sign up for the 19th a special at the event that he has going on. But you'll have to send an email there and be put on a waiting list, right? Is that what it is?
Right. Because if it's sold out, yeah, you might not be able to get in, but it's worth a try. You can send an email there, and if there are openings, they will get back to you and be able to let you in. Yeah.
Sin, of course, you can ask. Anyone can ask questions to Maurice here. We are entering into the hour of readings, so I kind of wanted to just leave this to Maurice, and let me know if you want to. Do you want to add? Do you want to answer any other question, or you want to just bring us into the meditation and the journey? It's up to you.
Are there any? Are there more questions? Or are there?
Let me see. It's got. Yes, absolutely, Vanita. It's great to interact, ask questions, and get insights. Absolutely. That's the beauty of these. That's the reason why I'm bringing the practitioners to talk first, because it's nice to get the readings, but the idea here is for you to feel empowered, for you to feel inspired, for you to feel, ready to move in your journeys and actually take actions that are going to take you closer to your own practices, right? That's the idea, is for you not to see us as, oh, they're special. Yes, we're all special. You are special too. All of y'all, everyone here is special. So, but some people feel the need to connect intuitively, some people don't, and that's okay. But if it's something that's calling you and you're here and you're obviously interested in this, there may be a reason, right? So really connecting to that. And Arlene is saying, please come back, Maurice. Okay, so I'm gonna convince him after this live. I will convince him, y'all. I'm sure I don't have to do much convincing.
There's no convincing at all. And I'm telling you right now that I'll come back.
He's gonna come back. Okay, so he's gonna come back. He already said it. Y'all heard it. Okay, we'll hold him to it. Yeah, so we're having so much fun. Yeah, I don't see any more questions.
Okay.
Sin, if you want to ask a question, ask it now. I'll give you a minute. If not, then we will move into the journeying that we're gonna start with our wonderful practitioner today, Maurice Sinclair. So Erica said, just followed you. Oh, you got a bunch of followers now.
I'll follow you all back once I get off this. I got
That's
you.
beautiful. I love it. Yes. Okay. So I think that's it. We're gonna move on. Info at souljourneyssundays.com if you are interested in going into the event. And now again it's sold out. So you'll be sending the email to be put on the waiting list. So please be aware of this. So
And I will say that we do it almost every month. Sometimes we take a month off or so. So even if you don't make it this time, just look out for it again next month. I will update the link and put a new link up. Probably by like Sunday or Monday, the new link will be generated. So.
That's beautiful. So exciting. Yes. Okay. So I guess this is a good segue, right? To start. So are you gonna get us walk us into a meditation and a beautiful journeying experience with you?
Yes. However,
yes.
Can I use the bathroom really fast? Can I take
yes,
like a
please.
Okay,
no, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to go.
Because I don't want to be distracted at all. Like have.
Yeah, absolutely. Go,
so
go,
I'll
go.
be right
It's
back
okay.
in.
All right. So while we're waiting for wonderful Maurice, is gonna wanted to invite y'all to go into the bloominglotushealing.com and consider signing up for the Cosmic Light Activation Program. I am going membership. I am going to be offering Akashic Record healings every month. They're going to be collective healings and they're going to be affordable. For only $39, you're going to get Akashic Record healings, clearings. You're going to have weekly readings, collective readings on Telegram directly to your phone on a private Telegram channel. And added to that, you get priority on Instagram readings on Mondays. So you get to send your questions ahead of time on the Telegram channel, and then I will do those readings first. So if you're interested in getting healings every month, then I want to invite you to sign up for the Cosmic Light Activation. I cannot express to you, especially if you're in this journey of wanting to be of service to the world. This is for those who are the ones that are being called to be of service. This is for those who are already healers. This is for those who are empaths. We need to practice energetic awareness and also energetic hygiene. And this is a really great way to practice that energetic hygiene, clearing energies on a monthly basis so that you can just be your best self. So hopefully you are considering this. And hey, for $39, you get a bunch of stuff. So please consider that. And you're also really helping these live streams. I'm trying to figure out ways to really make these live streams sustainable and grow this channel so it's sustainable. So when you sign up for the membership, you're helping this channel thrive. You're helping this. There's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes that I get to do, which I love, and I do it with love, but it can also be a little overwhelming sometimes. So I really would love some help. And also I'm open for help. If anyone wants to be my assistant, please step forward, send me an email. Jikara at thebloominglotushealing.com. I'm looking for an assistant. I really do need help. Okay, so thank you, Vanita. I love you too, girl. I love y'all. And yes, Arlene, please. And now, if y'all want to experience for the first time a clearing, maybe you're not ready to sign up for a membership. I do have a clearing coming up on. You can go into my meetup. I'm gonna actually put the link here on the comment section. You can go into meetup here and sign up for a spiritual healing there. You can experience that for the first time and see if you want, because maybe you've never experienced it and you're like, I don't know if I really want to do that. So, and that's fine. So you can just go in there, experience it for the first time. It's going to be on the 23rd. Let me make sure that it's on the 23rd. I have so many dates. So yes, it's on the 23rd at 8 p.m. from 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So please do consider that. Okay. Energetic hygiene is the deal, y'all. Yes, we need energetic hygiene, especially if we're going to be doing shamanic journeying and all that, right? Okay. So enough about me. Now that I was just kind of segueing into that while we got ready, because I'm excited about who's excited about doing this journey with Maurice. Let me know in the comments who's excited, and make sure that you hit that beautiful love button or like button to let us know that you are loving it. So, moving forward now, I'm going to hide this thing. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Y'all are just, okay. Be my assistant, Jess. I need it. I need someone to help me with things. Okay, so the bloominglotushealing.com, if you want to sign up for that, as I said, everyone is excited. Yes, I'm super excited. Yes, everyone is excited. Yes, yes. Okay. So I think we're ready. I think we're ready for you.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Maurice, I think we're ready for you. I'm gonna take off my glasses because I don't wanna be distracted. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk in this meditation with y'all.
Awesome. Awesome. And can you hear me? Okay. I had to unplug my headphones. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So yeah. So what I'll do is it'll be a meditation which will lead right into the journey. I think this will be the smoothest way. And then while I'm in the journey, when I start the journey, if there are questions, I suppose maybe you can start asking ahead of time. If there are questions, you can kind of ask them while I'm in the journey, and I'll utilize the space to answer the questions if that makes sense as I'm
Yes.
going. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
So I invite you all to take some deep breaths. And at the center of your chest, imagine that there's a tiny seed. And with every breath that you take, the seed begins to crack open more and more. And the seed begins to sprout. But this seed sprouts in all cardinal directions. One sprout points to the east, one sprout points to the south, one sprout points to the west, to the north, upwards and downwards. And with every breath, these sprouts begin to grow larger and longer until they resemble vines. And these vines continue to expand past the size of your torso, expanding completely to surround the entirety of your body, curling back within themselves to create a personal sphere of protection around you. And from the top of this sphere of vines, imagine that there is a thick flower stem with an unblossomed bud, growing taller and taller. Past the sky, past the atmosphere, past the universe, and all the way until it reaches the central sun of the universe, the largest star. And as this flower bud reaches this supermassive sun, it begins to unfold and bloom. And as the flower opens, it begins to draw in this solar energy down into the flower, down into the stem, down into your personal sphere of vines, down into the top of your head. And just feel as this solar energy begins to fill in the entirety of your skull cavity, down into your chest, shoulders and arms, down into the remainder of your torso, down into the lower half of your body, all the way down into the soles of your feet. And now from the bottom of this sphere of vines, imagine that there are roots of light, energetic roots extending from the bottom down to the ground beneath your feet, deep down into the earth, and all the way down into the earth's core. And as these energetic roots make contact with the earth's core and embed themselves deep into it, just feel as all of your stress, tension, worry, fear, doubt, and all other thoughts and feelings that you don't need right now, just allow them to leave you. Now the earth, she knows exactly what to do with this energy. She treats it as fertilizer and transmutes and redistributes it as she sees fit. And in return for this energy, Earth sends some of her energy up into your roots of light, up into the soles of your feet, into your ankles and calves, knees and thighs, groin and lower back and lower stomach, into the rest of your back, into your chest, and up and over your shoulders, down into your arms, into your elbows, to the wrists, to the fingertips. Earth's energy continues up into your throat, into your jaw, to the back of your head, up and over the top of your head, and again, filling in the entirety of your skull cavity. So in effect, your energy, Earth's energy, and solar energy from the central sun combine evenly within the confines of your skin. And as you continue to breathe, this mixture of energies begins to expand past your skin, out into your personal sphere, pressing up against the inside of this sphere of vines, forcing it to expand and press up against the inside of all of the walls, windows, doorways, ceiling, and finally the floor beneath your feet. This energy will serve as a foundation in the container for our work in the journey today. Okay, so in my mind's eye, I'm going to get up out of my body. And I'm going to walk over to the wall behind me. And as I reach the wall, it's as if that there is a doorway being laser cut for me from the other side. No doorknob, so I'm just going to push on it, and it pushes open. Yeah. Interesting. So I'm led. So first of all, there are some stairs, and these stairs are, they look like they are made of red clay. And I'm going to walk down these steps. They seem to go right down into the ground. The further I get down these stairs, the darker it gets, and the smell of dirt and earth is just so strong and powerful. I reach the end of the stairs, and it's as if there's just a pit, a dark pit. And since there's nowhere else I seem to be able to go, I'm just going to jump in. And now I'm falling downwards at incredible speed. I can see some light coming from up, or really beneath me. All of a sudden I'm shot out into what looks like high up in the sky. Yeah, if I'm looking down now, I'm thousands of feet above the ground. And just as long as I have 1 foot in and 1 foot out here, this is what I recognize to be the part of the spiritual world called the lower realm. The lower realm is an area of the spirits of nature, animals. You also find a lot of ancestral spirits here, a lot of natural terrain. But anyway, I'm free falling. No parachute. Beneath me, I can see a river. There's a canyon kind of right beneath me. Further ahead of me, there seems to be a kind of a thick, dense forest, so I'm just going to allow myself to fall. And kind of right before I hit the ground, I slow speed and land gently. My eyes are watering. Something's happening already. I seem to be atop of what looks like a tall canyon, like a tall, kind of more slender rock formation. If I look over the side, I can see beneath that there is a pretty winding river and other tall structures around me, but I'm kind of still high up above the normal ground level. Okay, so there must be purpose in me being here. And I just want to now, since I'm in, maybe see if there are any questions or anyone who wants me to just kind of connect with the space and relay any information that the space wants to give to you.
We have Gigi Lopez. She's asking, my late husband is trying to send me a message, but I can't seem to connect with him. Can you try?
Okay. Okay, cool. So this is almost like a mediumship within the shamanic space. So what I'm going to do is create 2 chairs facing each other. Yeah. Okay. So now I'm sitting in kind of just a single person couch, or like a cushioned seat, and there's another seat across from me. A little circle table in between, atop this tall rock formation outside. And I'm just going to invite Gigi's late husband to come in. Okay, so a man appears here. He seems to be wearing a button-up shirt that's untucked and even like unbuttoned at the sleeves. And the way he's appearing here, he looks kind of like thicker around the waist, the lower stomach. Either shorter hair or possibly balding, or maybe losing some, but I don't feel a lot of hair up top. Like fairer skin. This is kind of what I see here. Okay, and he seems to be wearing kind of a pretty like stern, serious face. Not angry, but kind of just serious. This may be kind of just maybe an indicator of his demeanor when he was alive. And since I don't have you here to kind of confirm the information, I'll just kind of keep going. Nor am I going to automatically absolutely assume that this is your late husband. Could be someone else for you, but this is definitely someone for you. Okay, and the question was, has he been trying to? Oh, the question's right there. My late husband, I can't seem to connect with him. Can you try? Okay, all right. So let's see what he wants to say. He kind of leans forward and like rubs his chin and like bites his lip as if he's kind of in thought. I'm gonna walk over to him and just kind of offer my hand and shake it and just let him know it's okay. I'm feeling quite emotional, which is kind of not typical for me, even with this type of thing. I feel that this is him kind of pushing this into me. There's this sorrow and remorse I feel at how he left things, or maybe the inability to fully tie up the loose ends. Maybe he didn't get a chance to properly like bid you farewell or say goodbye. Okay, so maybe he gets up from the chair and he jumps off the side of this cliff. Okay, so I'm just gonna follow him. And while we're in the air, he turns around in the air, so now like he's falling with his back towards the floor, and I'm falling with my stomach towards the floor, and we're facing each other as we're falling. It's as if he says that you're in need of knowing that he is so free and unhindered and without fear here, that his last days were spent feeling so unsure and worrisome, not just for what's being left behind and who's being left behind, but like what was to come afterwards. And it's as if to say that now, like this seems to be kind of expression of his total freedom and fearlessness. His face is completely placid. There's no distress or anything on it as he's falling. As a matter of fact, he seems and feels quite peaceful as he's just kind of free falling.
And let me know if you're complete.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna. Yeah, I know. I'll try and keep it tight to get more people, but I'll finish by saying that he loves you, he misses you, and there's nothing that anyone could ever do or anything that could happen that could make him leave your side. And it's, I guess, in other words, he's with you currently all the time right now. So and then I'll just leave you with his love. I feel like I wanted to give you more, but I do want to keep it moving too.
All right, that's beautiful, Gigi. I hope that helped. And then, I mean, if you wanted to add anything else, feel free. I don't want to take away from with the message that you had. So I just kind of wanted to like ask you to let me know when you're complete, so I know.
Yeah. No, when we reach the ground, he falls straight through the ground. Like he doesn't stop. He just continues and he kind of disappears. So I'll leave you with
Okay.
his love. I think he's returning to where he's, or really returning to your side. And yeah, and I suppose I'll continue the journey from off of this cliff now. Okay. So, but please, anyone else who has any questions, I'll just continue.
There is Mira Magdalena. Her name is Mira Magdalena, and she is asking, can you find the piece of my soul that is scared to write my book, share my story?
Oh, deep. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can do this in a couple minutes. Okay. Okay. And I'll take you through this process verbally. So I will ask for Raven. I'll call on specifically. Raven, can you help us to retrieve the aspect of herself that is keeping her from being able to feel free and fully expressing herself and share her story and write her book? Okay. That's interesting. So I can see Raven fly above my head, but it's as if Raven is transferring its vision into my head. this piece of yourself seems to be residing in your very early childhood in this life. There seems to have been a time where your free expression of self was discouraged. My logical mind wants to say maybe like you were made to be quiet if you were expressing your distress or your fear or anger or something like that. It's my logical mind anyway. I can see that it's like this imagery that Raven is giving me is as if that your voice was uh, like reaped from you or stolen from you. And that word is very charged because it implies that someone just kind of reached in and took it. But there is a kind of a give and a take. There was the strong discouragement to be fully expressive in yourself, but also the willingness, because you're a child, but the willingness in that time to give it away in order to feel more loved and or accepted or normal. This seems to have translated into many different aspects of your later life. It seems to originate here, but there's probably many different examples of this same thing kind of repeating itself over and over again through your entire life. And Raven is saying that these are just symptoms of this early kind of, it's really, you can call it a trauma. It's interesting. We kind of drive this word trauma into a specific box of like some incredible, intense thing that happened. And though it could have been incredible and intense, all things considered, sometimes the things that are traumatic, especially to us as children, don't really seem it, especially as adults. And especially after we've taken time to intake these programs of other people saying that why are we, it's not that serious, basically is what I'm trying to say. Like the other people telling us from the outside that it's not that serious, and we take that on as our own belief system. So our adult selves end up telling our child selves it's not that serious, but actually it actually was that serious. So okay, so we've located it. So let me now ask Raven to help us retrieve it. So Raven returns and lands on my arm, and it's holding something in its mouth. It's golden and bright and shiny. It's as if it's like generating its own light. I'm trying to see what it is, understand what it is. I guess it doesn't really matter much, but there's this golden. May I have it, please? Can I have it? There's this thing. They like shiny things, so it's like it likes to have it. It likes to hold it, but can I have it though? Can we have it? Yeah. Okay. So it's in my hand. It feels like very dense and much heavier than it should. It's about the size of like maybe twice the size of a golf bar or something. But it's a golden sphere. It's beautiful. In the sphere, when I'm looking in it, I can see a little kid or children, and they're playing and laughing. And when I feel into it, I can feel that they're coming from a space of not thinking about, how do I describe this feeling? You know, that feeling that you get when you're a kid and you're kind of always considering what your parent might think or what the adults might think. That kind of thing. You're always considering them because you're like, I don't want to. This child or these children in this kind of sphere that I'm looking in are completely unaware and disconnected from like, should I? That like energy, that vibration of like, what should I do? What what's acceptable. They're just kind of being unabashedly and playing openly and freeing, yelling, screaming without regard for anybody else, and in a state of complete ecstatic joy. And I believe that this is the aspect of the self that's being handed back to us. So on your behalf, as we are blending, because in this space, especially when I'm inviting you into the space, is as if we're overlapping and blending into one temporarily. On your behalf, I'm going to accept this piece back for you. I take it and I press it into my chest, which is essentially pressing it back into your chest. And I invite you to just take a moment to just breathe into this and allow it in. This feels complete. It's my ego wants to make it more and like stretch it out, but like truly, in my experience, that the simpler it is, the more powerful it is. I believe it's been returned to you, and I'm actually really interested to know how that affects you moving forward.
Mira, let us know in the comments, how did this resonate in your heart? How is it feeling for you at this moment, so that we can get some feedback.
Oh yeah, and if you want, yeah.
Back for Maurice, and we're curious. Yeah, we love the feedback. It's good to know. But it felt very powerful. She says, "Thank you. I am allowed to be joyful and play." Yes, that's beautiful. I personally know Mara, and I know that she's been working a lot with the inner child. So that was really powerful that you said that. So it was definitely aligned. And I'm saying this because I know her personally. So she's saying so many tears are flowing, and that's so beautiful. So thank you so much. That's such a gift, Maurice, what you just did. Thank you so much. And yeah, so that's so powerful. And y'all, if you're feeling connected to Maurice and you want to do some deeper work with him, I want to invite you to either follow him on Instagram or go into his website. Please do consider doing that. So we're going to continue now. He's still journeying. So we're going to continue here with more questions. And the next person that I see here is Emily. Emily is asking, will I be going to college this year? Will I be going to college this year?
Okay. Okay, so let's call in just a guide, anyone who wants to come in and help me answer this question. I'm walking beside what looks like a canyon river, or a river in a canyon, in between two very tall canyons. Up ahead it's like an open space, and it's as if I'm walking towards the sun and it's rising. It's like it like later in the morning kind of feel, like maybe like 8-9 a.m. type of sun. This is the way that it looks. I exit the space between the canyons. The river continues to my right. I feel like there's something with the river, so I'm actually going to just sit down cross-legged at the edge of this river. I just feel compelled to put my hand in the water, so I'm going to put my hand in the water. The water is flowing from right to left. Oh, interesting. So something grabs my wrist and pulls me into the water. So I'm have been pulled into the water. I'm slowly sinking. I'm just looking out in every direction just to see if there's, and like who or what pulled me in. So I've hit the bottom of this river, and I can really get a sense of the flow of the river at the bottom here. Okay. To my left, there's a little crab. Okay, friend, are you who took us here? Yes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to ask this crab. Is she going to be going to college this year? Just make sure that's the right question. This year, okay.
Yes, this year. Will she be going to college this year?
Okay, I was trying to derive meaning from the crab, but maybe we'll circle back around to that because it feels like the crab is just talking. Um, so, or rather, pushing images into my head. That what the crab shows me is a time directly past summer. So maybe like autumn. Frame of reference is like, I don't know where you live, but my frame of reference is like fall leaves, foliage, and things, and it's just kind of what I see. So I believe the answer here is yes. And I feel as if the imagery that I'm being shown is pointing towards the time period, the time frame that you might actually start school, start college. So if it's as if that maybe you're looking for a confirmation about whether it is that you'll be able to, if that's the case. And I feel like this is a yes then. If you weren't already planning, or if you didn't already think that you'd be able to, this feels like a quite a strong yes. Why you, crab? Why are you here? What's can I understand that? Can we know that? Crab says it's an aspect of you. So in other words, this is one of your animal guides in spirit. I say one of because we have many. You know, we have quite a few. We'll have some that we resonate more strongly with, but we have many. This is one of yours. It's representative of a specific set of aspects of yourself. Okay, so what aspects are you representative of? The resilience, the self-sufficiency, and the fertility. And before I leave it on fertility, like maybe yes, physical fertility, but more like spiritual, energetic fertility. The strong ability to create without boundaries and without hindrance. You can consider, I'll just speak as the crab. You can consider me as a chunk of yourself, an aspect of yourself. Me as crab is just a representation. And you can see living physical crabs as representations of this aspect of yourself as well, to help you to resonate more deeply with this aspect of yourself, to welcome this aspect of yourself more readily into you. Think of us as a totem and a generator for this vibration. Okay. Okay. And is there anything else, Crab? Anything else that you want to say? Anything else about school? Anything else about anything? Utilize me, utilize me, utilize me 3 times. So when I feel into this, it's as if that the crab is wanting you to connect directly with it and like work it into your life, and like kind of like we were talking about earlier, kind of make friends with it and welcome it into your life in different ways, in whatever ways it makes sense to use. Particularly now, I'm not gonna give you a bunch of ways to do this because it just has to make sense to you. But connecting with this energy of crab, it wants to be utilized, and it wants to be worked with directly and like consciously. It's an aspect that's always with you and always present around you, came in with you even before this lifetime, but it's wanting like a more active presence in your 3D human experience. And yeah, and I'll leave it there because I feel like I answered the question and kind of went off on a whole long thing. But yes, this is a short answer.
That's beautiful, Emily. I hope that resonated with you, and I love that invitation from. So you really literally got one of your spirit animals retrieved today, which is awesome. So hopefully you get to take advantage of that and start connecting to the crab. And she says, "Wow, thank you so much! Yay!
You
So
are
glad,
so
so glad that you connected to that." And so we're going to move on to someone else for a question. So I do see here. I hope I don't mess up the name, but Z Hong Sun, Z Hong Sung, and Sun. And as I am stuck where I am for years, that is the thing I should. What is the thing I should do for my career? Thank you.
okay. Okay, this is cool. I've never done it in this like streamlined way before, where I'm kind of walking like real time. Okay, so I'm still underwater. Crab puts its claw up to my hand, and we kind of like, I guess it's like a kind of a high five kind of thing. And I just it leaves.
That's so cute. I love it.
little crab look like this big. Okay, so crab leaves. Okay, and as I said before, I can really feel the feel of the flow of the river. So maybe I'll just allow it to take me. Yeah. Okay. I'll just ask any spirit, anyone who wants to come in and help us answer Z Hong's question. Z Hong's question. From above, outside of the water, I can see this figure. It kind of very vaguely, it's kind of blurry, but like it looks like a being with its arms or wings outstretched. So I'm just gonna maybe begin to surface out of this river. Interesting. It's dropped me in like when I climb out. Anyway, it's like a almost like a cul-de-sac of water with grass surrounding. So I'm gonna pull myself out. Yeah, there's a being here. I don't know this being. I want to use the word bird, but it's not a bird. It has wings. It looks like, even like feathered wings, and it's really big. It has feathers all over, as if it were a bird, but it's almost like kind of humanoid too. It's like a cross between a bird and a human. It lands right in the center of this water cul-de-sac, and just kind of stands with one foot very slightly elevated and the other foot planted on the top of the water. And it folds its wings inwards. It doesn't have arms. Its arms are its wings, but it kind of stands straight like a human. Brown, kind of almost like golden eagle colored foliage, or I guess you call it plumage. Okay, I don't know who you are, but can you help us answer this question?
What is the thing I should do for my career?
I'm going to just relay directly. I find myself trying to make sense of it. I'm just going to give you directly what it's saying. It says, why have you put, how do I translate this? Why have you put creating on the back burner? Why have you made creating for the sake of creating secondary in your life? And I don't think it even wants an answer. It's more to kind of evoke this thought in your own mind and in your own heart. It has a very like serious feel and tone to it. It's not all like magical and ethereal. It's almost like it's very bird like in that it's like just like a very very kind of stern and serious, but also like it's like an essence that demands respect. Like I feel like I want to like bow to this being. Okay. So what does the creativity have to do with her career, or what she should be doing with her career? You are disconnected from what it is that you're supposed to be doing because you are not. I'm going to just use the word creating. This is the best way I can translate this feeling. It's because you are not actively creating. You're not actively bringing into the physical what is non-physical. So I guess this is a more direct translation. Without doing this, without going through this process, there is no way that you can have a grip on the direction that you're supposed to be taking. That it's like so if I'm translating this, it's like in order for you to gain an understanding, or in order for probably humans or people, but just in this context, you to gain an understanding of what it is you're supposed to be doing, you have to be tapping into creativity. The creativity itself, the creative process it creates kind of these, it creates a pathway real time as you're creating. And it's only by walking on the path that you can understand what the path is or where it's leading you to. It's like another way to say this is that if you're not walking on the path, you can't expect someone to come and whisper you what the path is, because it doesn't work like that. That there's an aspect of like this process that we're going through in life is a co-creative process. It's not that we're being like necessarily purely just guided or directed as to what we're supposed to be doing. It's really this process happening in tandem with the physical and the non-physical. And it's as if that you're not spending enough time kind of in a way pulling from the non-physical and bringing it into the physical. One of these ways, I suppose, is creativity, creating things, whatever that means, whether it's like art or writing or whatever. But tapping into creativity brings you this answer. Okay. But is there anything in particular, any like action that they should be doing during right now, like in order to get them on this path? Is there anything? To be honest, and I'm just going to say what I feel, because I don't know, I never know, but like it feels as if for you it has to do with I feel like drawing. Like I wanted to say painting, but like putting things on paper, like kind of this direct translation of spirit through the hands, if that makes sense, and like not necessarily super woo woo like healing, putting out energy with like Reiki, maybe if that resonates with you, but it feels like you're supposed to be connecting with the energetic channels of your hands, as if to say that you in particular have very developed hand channels, and like this is one of the easiest ways for you to connect with your creativity / spirituality, which is like, are they really separate? They're kind of like one and the same almost. And for you, it's like I honestly, what I see in my mind is like pencil on paper, whether that's writing or drawing. I'm leaning towards like drawing or sketching, but like getting it out and doing it without the trying to create something. Like I'm going to sit down, I'm going to make this thing, just kind of freely allowing it to come out of the hands. And like there's something about this that like busts open the barriers for you, that like as it stands right now, the stagnation that you feel and the uncertainty that you feel has more to do with the lack of flow of the energy through these channels of the body than anything else. It's not a lack of conceptualization. It's not a lack of like knowledge. It's not that you're lacking. It's a lack of flow. I guess you can put it in those words. And creating this flow will get you there. Will bust down the doors. I keep asking because, like, of course, I want it to be practical. I want to know exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing. They're not telling me, and I'm kind of getting the impression that I'm not supposed to know, and you might not supposed to, you might not be supposed to hear it from the outside. It's probably supposed to come from the inside. But this first step, this action step that they're giving you, is creating using your hands. I'll broaden it up like that. If the drawing or the writing doesn't make sense to you, but creating through the hands absolutely is essential for you, it feels. And just real quick, anything else that you want to say? I don't know who or what this being is. I've asked it like thrice. Can you tell me who you are? Doesn't matter. Doesn't tell me. Anything else that you want to say? Anything else? It kind of brings one wing forward and kind of does this bow kind of thing, and just disintegrates, just disappears. So I believe that this being is done. So I'll leave you, Zihong, with the love of this guide. I don't know that being, so this is one of yours, definitely. So I'll leave you with the love.
That's so beautiful. So Zihong, son, I hope that this helped you. Sometimes we receive messages from our guides that might be a little new for us, and we may not even know where it's coming from. So it's that invitation to go deep inside and connect to that creativity. That's the invitation from spirit. So I hope that resonated for you, beautiful Zihong.
One quick thing I want to say, because I just now I felt into it as it being left, and just to give you a clue, I don't know, but this is just what I felt like. One aspect of this particular being has to do with the pure synchronization of the human self with the like upper energies, and that's all I'll say, because I'm not going to get into it the weeds about what that could mean for you, but this is what this being represents for you. It feels like, so I'll leave you with that love.
There we go. So Zihong's son says thank you, and we are almost at the end of the session here. We got about 8 minutes. So I wanted to ask you if you're okay with an additional reading.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I'm
So
here. Yeah.
I have one more person. So Vanita. She says, I feel like I was following you through the journey, feeling it. I am at the top. Some messages here.
Okay. So first, I'll acknowledge what you said. Oftentimes, I find like I'm realizing one of my gifts is through the words I take you into the space. So often I hear that so often. Oh, it's like I'm there with you. I'm realizing, like, oh, I guess that's just one of my things. So yes, that is very validating. And then I'll just tune in to see if there's any messages in the space that you need. Okay. So I get up from this kind of circular water cul-de-sac place. I'm in what looks like it feels kind of like a kind of swampy. That the water isn't rising up above the ground, but when I step, it's like the earth and the grass sinks in. So it's like there's a lot of water beneath my feet. It's interesting. It's a little bit difficult to walk. I feel like this. I'm going to narrate everything because I feel like this is part of it. But it's a little bit difficult to walk. Like I have to like kind of raise my feet up every time, kind of pull them out. Despite that, though, where I am just looks just really beautiful. The grass is so vibrant green. And it's not as if when I step in, like my feet don't hit the dirt or mud. It just kind of sinks into the grass, and kind of the grass pops back up. And it's kind of like. There's a message here. I'm just trying to feel into it. It's as if to say, let's see what this means. It's as if to say that I feel as though the water and the amount of it beneath the ground is representative of the emotional state beneath the surface. And the surface here is likely your surface, beneath your surface. And because of this, I'll say the words buildup or excess with no negative connotation necessarily, but like because of this buildup of the emotions beneath the surface, it may be making it a little bit difficult to like walk the path and keep. It may feel a little bit more difficult, not impossible, and not as if it's not enjoyable, and as if you're not able to appreciate, as in I'm appreciating this beautiful scenery and this green grass, but it's as if it's affecting your ability to move forward efficiently and likely at the pace that you are thinking or are wanting. Okay. I'll also say that this doesn't necessarily feel like a bad thing, again, because there's no negative connotation here. It's just kind of the state of being. I will say that the way that this ground, as I'm traveling, it's affecting me is that it's forcing me to slow down. I kind of want to just like pile ahead and get on to the next thing and see the next thing, but it's forcing me to slow down. Like if it wasn't for that, I don't think I would have been like, okay, let me actually stop and look around and see what's around and like really begin to appreciate what's around me. And I feel like there's some message here about the functionality of your emotions when it comes to kind of forcing you to slow down and appreciate the journey, maybe. And that it's okay and that it's by design, and that although it might feel uncomfortable or strange, that it's very much so for your highest good. Okay. Okay, what else? I hit a point, like one of the steps I hit a point and it's just solid ground all of a sudden. There's no indication of solid ground. It looks the same, but like I hit it and I don't sink in this time. So now I'm just walking in the grass. It's a beautiful meadow with very slightly rolling hills. I'm being surrounded by these beings from all directions. There are these kind of pale golden yellow. They're kind of like mostly transparent, but they look kind of golden yellow. There's maybe like 6 or so standing around me. As they stand around me, I can feel what feels like this radiance of the vibration of like a appreciation, trust, faith, and what's the word here, like loyalty. From all directions, I can feel it beaming directly into me. Yeah, into the chest, into the heart space. So again, as I'm traveling on your behalf, as I'm journeying on your behalf, that this is also happening to you. I get the impression that these feel like people, that they don't really look visibly like people, but these feel like the energies of people. And I want to say like family, like ancestors. They begin to rotate like on their own axis, but also like around me. So like they're like spinning, but also like going around me and you. It's as if they're kind of like in ecstatic dance. I can see them kind of like can't really mimic it, but they're like in this dance all around me, and it's as if they're like the bodies themselves feel like almost like, I want to use the word magic wand. You know, I don't really use that phrase, but it feels as if like this is what's coming off of them. They are the wands like wafting into me. Us. They sit down in tandem all together. I mean, it's oh, it's 2 o'clock. But they sit down in tandem in a circle, and they hold hands, and they begin to hum, and I can feel the ground beneath my feet rumbling. And it's as if I can feel them creating some sort of direct line of connection directly into the roots. So what I feel like is happening here is that this is your ancestors establishing a stronger connection to you through your root system. And that I'm just the proxy here. I'm just the middleman allowing it to happen, but this is happening to you. And I guess because I am here and I'm giving them the opportunity to come through in this way, that they're just kind of taking full advantage of it. So I guess you can take this as a message of like, you are always surrounded by your ancestors, and they're always not just surrounded. So easy in like kitschy and cliche to be like, oh yes, it's always there. But like they're always with you, ready to help, to advise, to serve with shakeless loyalty, with loyalty that is completely unhindered and unshakable. And yeah, just for the sake of time, I will leave you with their love, and I will. I should come back. Do I have time to like walk myself back into my body?
Of course you can.
Okay.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we're a little bit over time, but definitely, please, let this be your platform to do what you need. So there's no pressure.
Because I always like I always walk myself all the way back, because like I
Yes,
like you can like leave
absolutely.
parts of yourself. Okay, so I am going to thank them. They stay there, so I'm just gonna back away, and I'm gonna walk back. Now I'm in like the squishy ground again, and I can see the cul-de-sac of water. I'm gonna jump into the cul-de-sac of water and swim against the current back down the river. Yep, I'm pulled out automatically out onto the banks. Good. Walking, and yep, to my right, I can see that tall kind of plateau area. So I'm just going to just quickly run up it. Good, and yeah, I'm back on top. Like this chairs are still there. That's cool. And you know what? Yeah, this is a good opportunity to kind of demonstrate. So I'm going to ask the great spirit of electricity. Can you just take me back, please? Yeah, so I'm struck with a massive bolt of lightning. It's like the width of my body. And in an instant, I'm back at the bottom of those red clay-colored stairs. Okay, cool. So I'm going to walk up the stairs, back through the door that was created in my wall of my room. Close that door. Yep, and it seals back by itself. Good. Walk back into my body. Okay, and I'm back.
Powerful. Let us know in the comments, how did you enjoy journeying with Maurice today? How did you enjoy this journeying? And of course, this was a little different because he was, journeying for, for a lot of us. So, and I'm sorry that we couldn't get everyone. We do try to get as many as we can, but there's only so much we can do. And this is a a path of just really allowing the energies to flow through, and that takes a little bit of time. So I hope that you can understand that. However, we've already established that we've convinced him that he's going to come back. So we're going to hold him to that, and hopefully he'll come back. So I really want to thank you, Maurice, just from the bottom of my heart, for sharing this beautiful medicine. I hope that all of you who stayed here for the entire time, and those of you who are watching this on the replay, that you can really just be in that space of connecting to this beautiful practice that is so powerful, and it's connected to so many parts of the world. This is not just one, one path. There's so many paths to do this, and this was the essence and the medicine of Maurice, right? So this is what you experienced today, was his unique essence and medicine. So I hope that everyone received that powerfully in your hearts. And again, I want to invite all of you to go into his website, ancientmodern.com, and book a session with him. These practitioners take the time to really give so much of their effort and their energy, and why not support them by using their services. And also, even if you're not ready to use the services right now, but keeping them on the back of your mind, and then going back and also following them on social media, on Instagram, ancient.made.modern, and then just keep track with him. He has a lot of things going on, so I know that he's always has some mediumship circles and things of that nature. So if you want more of that energy of Maurice, then I definitely want to invite you to just go in there and really just soak it all in. And then I'm so grateful for each one of you. And so this is so beautiful. So Zihong says, thank you very much. What you read for me is something very new, which I never thought about, but I believe it is true. I see my blind spot now. Appreciate it. That is so powerful. And that is the beauty of journeying, right? Like, seeing different perspectives that we don't get to see because we're so stuck in the egoic mind, and also programmings from outside, from childhood, from just interacting with other people that are dealing with very heavy programmings that are kind of imprinted onto us. So there's so much that's happening. So that's the beauty of these spirit walkers, like I like to say, like Maurice. And Vanita says, powerful, thank you. Yes, to trust the timing and journey. I heard Council of Light before. You said ancestors. Thank you for the deeper connection. So that was very powerful. That you saw that, Maurice, and she actually heard what they were. It was so beautiful. Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to invite all of you to really just consider, also please consider signing up at the bloominglotushealing.com. If you want to support these podcasts, it takes a lot of effort and time, and I need your support. This is me just asking you, please consider signing up for the Cosmic Light Activation membership. I'm going to leave it here on the comments so you can consider signing up. And if you don't want to do the membership, maybe you just want to sign give it a try, and see how it feels to get collective Akashic clearing. I want you to consider going into Meetup. I also put that on the actual comments, and I'll also leave it on the description for those of you who are watching on the replay. We need your support. This is something that I'm doing on my own. I don't have like a big, company supporting me or anything. This is just really me just doing what I can to bring these people to you, because there's so much goodness out there in the world. And I want every single one of you to really receive this medicine, because we need it. This is the time for us to really step into not only receiving, but also feeling empowered. And sometimes in that process of empowerment, we do need some help from others. So really help me keep this going, please. I really would appreciate it. Even if it's just subscribing to the channel, or sharing this video, or liking this video, whatever it is, just whatever way that you can support, please do. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. It really means so much to me. So without further ado, I'm just going to say goodbye. Thank you, everyone. I love you all. Do you want to say anything else, Maurice, before we go?
Just real quick, I think just if anyone, feel free to reach out to me is what I want to say. I don't have a specific offering where it's like free consultation, but I offer free consultations. Like I love to talk about what it is I could possibly help you with. So feel free to reach out if you're curious and want more questions answered.
Awesome. Yes. So there you go, y'all. Please do consider reaching out to him so he can help you, and maybe he can figure out a way to help you and combine all of his techniques specific for you. So that's the beauty of having that conversation prior with a practitioner. So everyone, thank you so much. I'm gonna say goodbye. I love you all. Till next Thursday.
Thank you, everybody.